Just kidding. We are going to be live in the If You Have an Egg Facebook page. I am screaming here. I've got the Mevo camera all set up and ready to go. We're at Casey Kitchen Center today, and Mevo will not talk to Facebook. Not kidding. Not even kidding. Anyway, hello and happy Sunday. I am Kelly. This is If You Have an Egg. We are live in the showroom here at Casey Kitchen Center. It's not quite set up yet. And hello, Melissa. It's not quite set up yet. So, you know, y'all can get a first look at the digs. Not quite ready yet. We do have our countertops in. I am so excited. First thing I need to know, hello, Melissa. Hello, Anna. Can you all hear me? Because I was not set up to do this from my phone today. I should have known better. I should have known, and hello, Lynn. I should have known that this was not going to work exactly like I wanted it to work. You know, first time out. Hello, Hattie, and thank you. Great, Anna. Okay, and I am like really anxious to hear what the audio sounds like on this one. But anyway, so thank you all as always for being patient. And hello, Marlene. Hello, Marianne. It's good to see you. I had everything set up, I thought, ready to go with the Mevo camera so that we could be back, you know, like normal, that we could be, hello, Sainer from Demons Ferry, so we could be widescreen and y'all could see everything going on here at Casey Kitchen Center, but wah, wah, oh well, I guess that's not going to happen. And hello, Katie, it's good to see you. So that's really, that's a shame because I have stuff off camera here that I wanted you all to be able to see, but okay, well, we'll try for next time with the Mevo camera. But hello and happy Sunday, everybody. Hello, Carol Lou. Oh, Carol Lou celebrating her 60th birthday on vacation at Lake Erie. Happy birthday. And hello, Sarah. Okay, glad you all can hear me. Yeah, because it doesn't feel like it sounds great. It feels like I can just hear the air conditioning running in the background. But let's see. Yeah, Anna says it does sound like running water or white noise in the background. That is our air conditioning. Here, you know what? I'll be right back. Don't anybody go anywhere. Hold on just a second. I'm going to go turn that off real quick because that is actually very annoying. I will be right back. You all just enjoy the view at Casey Kitchen Center while I'm right over here to turn that off real quick. Okay, that should go off here in just a second. So nobody panic thinking that I left. Okay, now, how is that? Is that better? And hello, John from home base. Yeah, John is so excited. He says, hello from home base, alone again. And he's very excited. So let me see if I missed anybody while I was turning the air off. So of course, you know, let's see. Sarah says, if you go, the other camera, no more Facebook Live. No, yeah, it will be Facebook Live. Sarah, okay. So Sarah doesn't understand what we're doing. And that is A-okay, Sarah, because you weren't here when we did the Mevo camera. And hello, Joycelyn, and hello, Marlene. So Sarah, back, well, actually the last time we used the Mevo camera, it was chat number, I just looked a second ago, it was chat number 302, I think. So that was like 23 chats ago. My gosh, has it been that long ago? So it was like 23 weeks ago. But we have another camera that does a wide shot, and it has an amazing microphone with it. And of course, y'all can probably hear Dusty scratching around on this floor. I don't know, John talked me into bringing him here instead of leaving him at home. Anyway, we'll try that out again next week. But hello and happy Sunday, everybody. We are here at Casey Kitchen Center. Sadly, we're on this little narrow view on the phone. I am recording it on the Mevo camera. Hopefully it's recording, and hopefully Casey will be able to use that video so that on YouTube that it will be the widescreen. Hello, Myrna, good to see you. Hello, Elaine. But yeah, hello. Okay. And hello, Mary from Pittsburgh. So we're here at Casey Kitchen Center. It's been just a minute. It's just been just a minute since we got to do this here in the showroom. We moved about, I don't know, 5 months ago, I guess. And this is the beginnings of our new dig. So sometime I will take you on, when we get all set up, I'll take you all on a tour of everything. But I have a countertop again. John is not here. Dusty is here, but John is not here, so I'm not invading John's space. We do have, let's see, I can turn you all a little bit and show you around just a little bit. There is the beginnings of our kitchen here at Casey Kitchen Center. Yeah. So here are the beginnings of it. Here, this is gonna be the other side of the countertops. We're gonna have more cabinets up here, so I'm gonna talk just a second about our new digs here. So, and Sarah, it is not my birthday. No, it's not my birthday. It is Carol Lou's birthday. It was my birthday in June though. Then hello, Sherry from Cape Coral. But anyway, so here are the beginnings. So here in a couple of weeks, we will have shelves up here. We'll have an actual refrigerator over here instead of it being up at the front door of the showroom. Hello, Trish. And we will have, so sorry for the confusion, Trish. Mevo would not cooperate. So we are here on the Facebook page. It would not link up to the page, the group, me personally, anything. So anyway, we have a gas stove over here. I've never had a gas stove before. Anyway, we'll have lots and lots and lots and lots of lovely, lovely things, you know, for you all to look at. Okay, so more about that later. You all will be able to watch us, you know, because we'll just go ahead and start doing this every week from here at this is my actual workplace. And we'll start doing this every week. Oh, this is a farm sink. So if I keep touching this, the water's not hooked up yet. But, you know, this is an actual farm sink, so we're going to have lots of room to create, to make things, lots of room to spread out. We will not be stuck in that little teeny tiny spot that we have been stuck in. Let's see, and hello, Melvie from South Carolina. Oh, it's nice to meet you. Also, if you're brand new and you're wondering what we're doing, we've moved back into the showroom, but we've moved into the new showroom for my real job, and we have lots of countertop space. We've got lots of space for making things, but if you're brand new, please let us know because we would love to welcome you. And of course, we're having a little bit of technology issues, but that's okay. It wouldn't be a live chat if we didn't have a technology issue. And hello, Mindy. So if you're brand new, just let us know, give us a shout out, and we would love to welcome you. Okay, so I could stand here and brag about the new showroom all day. Couple of things I can already figure out that I'm going to have to do a little bit differently. First, fix the Mevo camera. Second, I've got to dig my light back out so that you all can actually see me and I'm not just in these fluorescent lights. I'm going to get some water hooked up and some other things. So today is Sunday, July the 9th. You all survived. Oh, and Jonah, Jonah says, it's beautiful. It's not even half finished yet. And I'll have to show you all the countertops because, of course, we provided the countertops and they're a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful quartz color. And then we'll have lots of things going up on the walls. Anyway, lots of exciting things going on. And let's see. Sarah says, is this a new home altogether or another showroom only? It's just another showroom only, Sarah. So I work at a kitchen center. I own a kitchen center. And while we were moving and getting everything sort of set up, I jumped the gun. I probably could have waited about 2 weeks. Hello. Wait, Chris is not brand new here. I know Chris. Hello, Chris. So Chris is brand new here with us live, but Chris is definitely not new. I know her from our Tuesday night meetings in Powell. So hello, Chris. Everybody welcome her. Chris is the one actually who was talking about the little tiny refrigerator. So if y'all remember my obsession with those a few weeks ago, Chris is the one that introduced me to those. So if you all would welcome her, that would be fantastic. But we are, again, just moved. And I'm not going to try and talk the whole time about moving into our new space here at KC Kitchen Center. But I'm just, if you can't tell, I'm over the moon excited that I am not landlocked into that teeny tiny space that we have there at our loft. So I moved If You Have an Egg into our loft temporarily while we moved into the new showroom. And now that we've got our countertops in, I'm going to be spreading out. So I went from a space at our loft that was about, 3 feet wide, 4 feet wide maybe. This is longer. This countertop is longer than the slabs are long. I've got a huge farm sink that we can wash dishes in, or my friend can wash dishes the day after we do the chats. Wash dishes in. Good, a gas cooktop. Can't wait to try that out. I've got all my gadgets here out and getting them ready, and we just got to get power going and water going. Okay, so again, thank you for being here. Today is Sunday, July the 9th. And even though it's not completely ready, we are here live in the KC Kitchen Center showroom for our chats. Lily and I have been getting things ready. Last week, we made a fantastic chimichurri recipe. We ran, and we're still running an extension cord from the bathroom because the power is not hooked up in this area yet. But we made a fantastic chimichurri last week. Yesterday, we played with collard greens. So we will show you a yummy collard green recipe here in just a few days. So that's the best news. Second thing is, thank you very much, Sherry. Thank you for sending stars last week during the live chat. They are very much appreciated. And it's just a simple way to boost the Egg Lady economy for things like this, because this is not cheap. So it is not cheap to do things like this. Thanks, Phyllis. So it is not cheap to do things like this. buying products to be able to show you all how to use them, buying the food to prep them with, things like that. So again, thank you very much, Sherry, for sending stars last week. You all can send stars when we are live, or you can send them later when you're, just if you're scrolling through this video later, you can send those, and it's just, it's a little tiny donation towards the fairly big expense that we have here. Also, in much anticipated news, and I know that you all have been like, you just couldn't wait. You could not wait for this news. So Team Cucumber Spears versus Team Cucumber Circles is running neck and neck right now. I know that you all have been waiting for the news on that. Team Spears was slightly ahead, which I find funny. Hello, Loretta, which I find funny because I'm Team Circles. But after checking in last week to see if you all are Team Circles or Team Spears for cucumbers, y'all talked me into doing Spears all week, so I did that. But anyway, Spears were slightly ahead. The Team Circles, Cucumber Circles, are coming in quick. So I know y'all were dying for that news. Not really. But anyway, that's where we stand on that. Okay, and let's see. Oh, and Loretta says, I was in last week's chat. I don't know how. Anyway, so we are here. Okay, last week was chat number 324, and it was fuel versus fiction. Oh, wait, let's see. How I don't know. Oh, how funny. Loretta says, I just realized what it said, Loretta. How I don't know. So last week was fuel versus fiction. Friction. I keep saying fiction. Fuel versus friction. And so we were talking about making things easier, like we will take the path of least resistance no matter what it is. And one path of least resistance is when your meetings are on and you can go to meetings. Aloha, Kathy. You are more likely to go. So I need to see some thumbs ups if you went to an in-person workshop last week. Oh, and hello, Caroline. Yeah, no, and Caroline, it's not even finished yet. So this is just the beginnings. This is just the beginnings of it. But I do have a sink, and I'm just going to keep rubbing it because it is a huge farm sink. We can make lots of dirty dishes here. But give me some thumbs ups if you went to an in-person workshop last week. I did not get to, Chris did not get to, because it was July 4th on our meeting night, and the week before that, they were having VBS at the church where we attend. So, thumbs ups. Oh, yep, and Sarah was Larry Garrett this morning and us now. So, thumbs ups if you went to an in-person workshop and sat your bottom in a chair, or if you attended a virtual workshop and Marianne's bottom was in a green chair. And hearts if you were here with us live last week, or if you watched later on demand. And Dusty is like, I don't know what to do. So he's just like circling the showroom. He has a bed. I promise he has a bed. Bravo stickers though to everybody who on the, oh, and Melissa is here too. Melissa's from our Tuesday night meeting. So she went to the one that was in Halls the week before. So Melissa, is that at Beaver Dam? I don't remember. There used to be one in Beaver Dam, and there used to be one down here in Fountain City. At Fountain City, let me think. It is Central Baptist Fountain City. Which one of those did you go to? And Melissa, if you went to Central Baptist Fountain City, I'm like right down the street. My showroom is just down the street. But anyway, bravo stickers to everybody who attended in-person workshops last week or attended with us here live. And yeah, Melissa, you were right down the street from where we're at right now. But so we were talking about fuel versus friction. So it's definitely fuel. It's definitely easier to attend every week if your meeting place is open. But fuel are things that it makes it easier to do. So like fuel. So being excited about having a chat, fuel was having a new showroom. So having a new showroom made it definitely easier to spread out a little bit tonight and have a live chat. Friction is anything that you do to make it harder to do something, like if you're trying not to do something, and you want put a little bit of friction in there so that you're not as likely to do it. That would be friction. And so last week we were talking about fuel versus friction, and that was your homework actually for last week. Were you going to figure out some fuel, something to make something easier, or were you going to figure out some friction, something to make something a little bit harder so you're not as likely to do it? And that was your homework, hashtag fuel or I keep saying fiction, fuel or friction. And Loretta gives herself fuel by freezing blueberries in zipper lock bags and having them ready to enjoy. So Loretta, I know you're here. What do you put your blueberries in, or are you just taking them straight out of the freezer and eating them? But I thought that was a great idea to do some fuel, make it easy because you can just grab them and go because they're already washed in a Ziploc baggie and ready to go. Corrine, though, says the best friction for her against mindless snacking is to not bring in little prepackaged container individual bags of snacks. And you know, I hadn't really thought about that, Corrine, but that is definitely true. So Corrine says if she wants something, she just purchases one snack size bag. So just one little individual, bag. And that way she can only eat one. Yeah, talk about friction. She makes it hard to go grab a second or a third or a fourth bag because it's not there. It's physically not there. So that was a great example of some friction, Corrine. And then Sarah, I know you're talking about your fuel right now, but Sarah could have crawled back into bed on a rainy day last week, but instead, she kicked in some fuel by utilizing the treadmill in her condo's gym. How easy was that? So if Sarah's condos did not have a gym, it would have been really, really easy to go back to bed on that rainy day. But instead, that was some fuel and she could just head on over and use it. So awesome, awesome, awesome. Bravo to everyone who did their homework last week, and a bunch more of y'all did your homework, and so that makes me happy. Not like the week before, we only had 2 people, and one of them was 5 years old doing your homework. But yeah, bravo everyone for doing your homework. Good job, everybody. This week we are talking about, I called it mirror, mirror on the wall. So don't you wish that you could, we've all lost weight before. We've done some things that were right. We've been around the block a time or two, but we've all lived to tell about it. Wouldn't you just love to find somebody who really gets you, who really, has lost weight before, who's done some things right, who's been around the block a time or two and has survived, to tell about it? Wouldn't you like to find that person and just be able to go, hey, so I've got some questions, how did you lose weight, and how did you keep it off, and how did you not have a bad day, blah, 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 blah. Wouldn't you love to be able to find that person? Hello? Good news. Just look in the mirror. It's you. It's you. We've all done it. So while you are trying to decide if you really are the best person to talk about this, and you are, just remember this. When nothing goes right, go left. Have y'all ever heard that before? Have you heard that saying before? And I have no idea who made that up, but some very smart person said, when nothing goes right, when nothing's going right, so when nothing's going right, just go left, Okay, so we've all done this. Hello, Orlando Debbie. Orlando Debbie, look, we're starting to get the new showroom ready, but I had to go ahead and suck it up and use the phone again because Mevo would not hook up. Okay, but anyway, Orlando Debbie, you'll have to come visit me. So some days, all systems are go. At some periods of time during your weight loss journey, all systems are go. You can think back to a time when you think, I felt great. It was a time when, when my food was on point, I'd lost a lot of weight, I was feeling good, my tummy was feeling good, or maybe my fitness was on, it was just on point, and I loved to see how I looked when I walked away from a mirror, loved to look at myself in the mirror. Oh my gosh, Caroline's aunt always says to the left, right? Yeah, that's pretty funny. But you've had those times. So list 3 things. So as we're talking about this tonight, I want y'all to think about 3 things that happened during that time when you thought, you know what, I'm nailing this, I'm rocking this, all systems are go. I listed 3 things, like when I lived in a neighborhood with sidewalks, I walked almost every day and sometimes twice a day, and I was pretty toned. I gotta tell you, I was pretty fit. Also, my job was a little less demanding and I had time for meal prep, which made making a low point choice a heck of a lot easier. And my 3rd thing that I picked was the kids were at a good age to help me experiment in the kitchen, which made meal planning and eating a lot more enjoyable for all of us. But then you think, I'm just in this failure to launch spot right now, and we've all had times like that too. So while you're talking to yourself in the mirror, just remember, we've all had all systems go, everything's good, everything's rocking, I'm on all, I'm going on all, firing on all cylinders or whatever. But then we also all have some failure to launch moments where we think, man, you just need to look at yourself in the mirror and think, man, wow, here are a couple of things that are just not going well right now. Something like, you know, my spouse has a job that keeps them from eating dinner with me, and I just grab whatever is on the way home, or I munch on things in front of the TV. You know, I'm just really not interested in having dinner. Or something like stupid COVID disrupted my workout routine, and now I'm too out of shape to do what I was doing before. Or the classic, I don't understand the new Weight Watchers program, so I'm just gonna eat whatever I want, and I'm not gonna bother tracking it, okay? So that's where I'm at right now. That's where my life is at right now. Okay, so when these things are not going right, go left. So if those things are not going right, go left, okay? So when nothing goes right, remember, just go left. If it works for race car drivers, it can work for you too. So let's use one of those failure to launch examples, and I'm gonna use my spouse's job keeps me, nothing personal, John, but my spouse's job keeps me from eating dinner with him. So I just munch in front of the TV, zone out, you know, whatever. Well, that's me. And I'm turning left by sharing a garden with my neighbor, and we are getting some fantastic things out of the garden that make me very excited to eat some things other than chips out of a bag or a frozen meal. I've invested in an Instant Pot and I'm learning how to use it so that I can make some meals that I can put in the freezer, and I can just grab and go, you know, just heat them up and go. And so instead of just grabbing something out of a box out of the freezer, I can grab something that I made out of the freezer and go. And I can heat something up, make it quick and easy after a long day, and we can sit and enjoy a chat about our day, or we can watch an episode of Bones together, you know, or something like that. So your homework for this week is go left. It is hashtag go left, GOLEFT, hashtag go left. And I want to show you all around the showroom a little bit more. So I'm going to hurry and finish this first half. Sarah, don't be afraid to try it. I'm gonna show you just some tidbits, you know, here in just a second. But your homework is hashtag go left. This isn't your first rodeo, okay? You've had some successes. I promise there are times that you can look back on and think, you know, that day went really well, or that period of time, and thank you, Lynn, for posting that. That period of time went really well, or, you know, I was really rocking it, you know, then. But you can look in the mirror and you can find some of those days. So I want you to go look in your magic mirror, and I want you to say, you know, mirror, mirror on the wall, how can I go left? These things are not going right. What can I do to go left? So it could be something like, you know, I was talking about, yeah, Sarah, do not be afraid of the pressure. I'll explain here in a second. But figure out something to go left. So that's what I'm doing, instead of just keeping going right and just eating, just junk when I get home, because John's, you know, he's eating at work, and it's not there for an evening meal. Except on Fridays. We have made a date night now on Fridays, and we've been really, really good about sticking with it. But I want you to figure out something that's just not quite, it's just kind of a failure to launch, and it's just not going well, and then figure out a way to go left. And that is your homework. Don't forget to do it on Instagram. Tag me at IfYouHaveAnEgg. Here on the Facebook page, you can just do your homework and I will see it. Or over in the Facebook group, you can do that. But yeah, do your homework, do your homework, do your homework. Okay, and I'm going to stop talking for a second. I'm going to go ahead and grab my water. So if you all have been here with us any length of time, you know that at the halfway point that I want everybody to get a drink of water. This is the only time in the entire week that I know for sure that you've had some water. I did not make any refrigerator tea because I was so busy trying to get just this much of the new showroom ready for you all so that you could see it. Yes, thank you very much, Sarah. It's time for some water. So y'all go ahead and get your drink of water. Thank you, Sandra. And I'm gonna get mine because I'm very thirsty. Karen and I walked about 2 hours before the chat started, and it came a torrential downpour. And so weirdly and oddly enough, the rain made me thirsty. And I am still completely soaking wet, like even my underwear completely soaking wet. So I know TMI, but I'm completely soaking wet. And Dusty's just gonna keep wandering around. Okay, go lay down, buddy. You've got a bed, and you've got a carpet, and you've got a carpet over there. I think he's gonna give up and go lay down. Okay. So this is the second half of chat number 325, Mirror, Mirror on the Wall. And I said, let's see. Oh, Debbie said, okay, so Debbie has an Instant Pot, and she uses it a lot. And Caroline, don't worry, he is totally fine. Don't say poor dog, he is totally fine. He is spoiled rotten, and if y'all could see him, he's laying on the floor. He is a melted puddle on the floor, trying to look all pitiful so that I'll go over there and feed him, and it's not happening. But Debbie is a seasoned Instant Pot user, and she says, just remember to add water to your pot. So if you're gonna use it under pressure, it does have to have some liquid. So that's one tidbit to keep in mind. We are not technically making anything tonight, but I'm gonna go ahead and put on an apron. And I made such a mess out of my white one with the chimichurri last week that we had to switch to the black one for tonight. So, okay, but the black one though is more appropriate, and I wish that the Mevo camera was working. Okay, hold on. Yeah, so Phyllis actually just did a great job on her homework, and I want to interrupt myself and tell you all. So Phyllis said, I want to make refrigerator tea, but I can't handle the extra caffeine. So go left. I'm going to dig out some decaf tea. Phyllis, that is perfect. And as soon as Casey gets that badge done, I'm going to remember to circle back around here and give it to you. Bravo. Very good. Okay, so I wish the Mevo camera had been working, because this actually says Queen of Everything, and I know that you can't read it with, you know, on Facebook because it's flipped backwards, but anyway, but this is true, Queen of Everything. Okay, so for the second half of tonight's chat, we're going to be playing with an Instant Pot. I've never owned one. Shocker. I have 4 air fryers, but I've never owned an Instant Pot. I've only owned this for about 4 days. But there are already a few things that I figured out that I thought I needed to share with you all who are afraid of it or afraid to use the pressure or, you know, whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and show you all. It's already out of the box. But I'm going to show you a few things that Lily and I have figured out just in the handful of days that we've been playing with it. So when you get it out of the box, you're going to have some extra parts. Do not throw any of these away. I am not big into reading directions, but I'm actually going to read you some of these directions because they've ended up being important. Okay, so this is the Instant Pot that I purchased. And remember, we're having to run an extension cord from the bathroom because Josh, and no one here knows Josh, but come on, Josh, come on. You got to come finish everything. Okay, because Josh needs to come back and finish everything, so I'm going to turn you all around so that you can get a better look at the Instant Pot. So this is the one that I ordered. Amazon Prime days are coming up soon. I don't know if you all knew that or not, but it's coming up July 11th and 12th. So I'll post a link for this one in the chat notes, and I'll post it separately so that you all can see it. But Amazon Prime days are coming up, so you should be able to get some pretty good deals. And that's the 11th and 12th. And if you don't have Amazon Prime, I will I'll post a link on that too. Let me see, Carol Lou, how come? Afraid, let me, hold on a second. What are y'all talking about? Carol Lou says, what are y'all talking about? Carol Lou was not a fan of the Instant Pot. It ended up giving it away. Okay, we've already made 2 things in it, so yummy that I will not be giving mine away. Okay, a couple of things that I noticed. So first thing, when you open the packaging, Lily and I were confused. We were like, oh, look, there's the gasket. So we knew what this was, but we were like, oh, look, there's the gasket. How do we put that in there? When you open your packaging, when you open it up for the first time, do remove all the tape, remove all of the packaging, make sure that you get all of it because some of it is holding down things that need to be able to move, so it needs to be off. So I will show you this. It already has, it comes with a gasket in it. And yes, this is mine is an Instant Pot brand. So it comes with a gasket in it. The red one is extra, so that's an extra gasket. And I think part of the reason that it comes with an extra gasket, you know, sometimes things happen. Also, let's see, Debbie says get 1 for meat. Hold on. And 1 for everything else. They give 2 now. Okay, so that's exactly what I started to say. I wasn't going to say meat, but I was going to say I have a different kind of a pressurized cooker. It's called a can cooker. And if you leave something in there too long, the gasket smells funny, and it's almost impossible to get the smell out of it. So I was going to keep this one as an extra. As an extra gasket, just in case it, smells funny. Okay, then next thing we noticed is now Now, the one I played with did not have this, okay? So now there's this little tab, and I don't know how long it's been like this, so if yours is like this, sorry, but we didn't know. So now there's this little tab, and there are 2 slots on the back of the Instant Pot, and you can put the lid in there. Ta-da! So I guess depending on if you're left-handed or right-handed, you can put the lid in one of those slots, and it will maybe stay out of your way. Okay, apparently I can't do it looking at it backwards, but anyway, ta-da! Okay, so now the lid is out of my way, if I need it to be. Speaking of the lid, you've got a couple of things going on here. This is where steam is gonna come out. Do not ever, ever, ever put your hand over this, okay? There's no, okay, Debbie, okay, y'all calm down. I didn't know, I've never had one. And for anybody who's not had one, if this wasn't obvious to you, you can put the lid right there. This is where the steam comes out. Don't ever put your hand over the top of this, okay? That's gonna be hot. This is the little thing that's gonna pop up when it's pressurized, and that's also the little thing that's gonna go down when it's not pressurized. It's kind of like a Thanksgiving Day turkey, you know, when the little button pops out. Well, it's gonna be kind of like that. And then there's this little switch here that I had to get Lily to read for me because I could not read it with my glasses, but it says seal or vent. So this is gonna be very important for when you want to build up some pressure, or if you want to do a manual venting, or manual release, which we had to read all the instructions because we didn't have any clue what it was talking about. So you're gonna need to put on your good glasses and figure out which one is which. So for us, for this one, all the way back, see, I'm having to look at it funny, all the way back is seal. So all the way back is seal, and forward is vent. And the little thing that's in here moves. So it moves when you do that. So when you vent it, can you all see that? It scoots over a little bit. And when you seal it, it's right over the top of it. So hopefully you could see that. And then it's got a couple other things on the top. I'm gonna show you how the lid clicks on here in just a second. Another thing that wasn't abundantly obvious to us, the Instant Pot that I had played with years ago, and that was over at Popcorn Karen's house, the insert, you had to just pick up. So I was trying to just pick it up like this, and Lily was like, whoa, 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 it has handles. So now it has handles, and this is the stainless steel insert that goes in there, but now it has handles, and they're nice little silicone handles, so it was cool to the touch. One thing that also was not obvious to us, when we looked inside, there are measurements inside of the stainless steel insert. That's where you're gonna cook everything. Oh yeah, so that's new, awesome. So I have handles. Okay, but inside of this, I don't know if y'all can see this or not, but inside of the stainless steel pot, for lack of a better term, it has markings 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and so the 1 is for 1 quart or 1 liter. It's not 1 cup. 1 quart or 1 liter. 2 is 2 quarts or 2 liters. 3 on the quart side is half filled. So again, I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's half filled. When you get to 3 on the quarts, 3 liters is more than 3 quarts. That's more volume for 3 liters. So that's more than half full. And then 4 on the quart side is max PC fill. So that's the maximum, hello Julie. So that's the maximum pressurized cooking fill. I'm saying that, I'm making that point because I am 95% sure that that is what happened to the Nesco pressure cooker that I had. I'm pretty sure that I pushed the maximum fill line. It wasn't this clear. So this is abundantly clear. Like I know exactly where I can fill this up to. I'm pretty sure that I overfilled the Nesco and I killed it, okay? And that was no longer under warranty. And Debbie said never want to go above the highest mark, the highest maximum mark. So 4 quarts is the highest mark on here. Then it also has a mark though for 4 liters and 5 liters, and it does have a mark for 5 quarts. But again, 3 is halfway filled, quarts. 3 quarts is halfway filled. 4 quarts is maximum. It's the maximum pressure cooking fill line. So don't ever go above that. I can tell you from personal experience, it did not end well. Okay, the first thing you want to do is wash it out with just some warm soapy water, and you want to dry the outside of it and then put the insert back in. I'm saying that because I actually saw somebody take theirs out, whatever, blah, 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 wash it, put it down in their brand new farm sink. Did you see how far down I put that? This farm sink is fantastic. Anyway, put it down in their brand new farm sink, whatever, and then turn around to add something to their Instant Pot or their pressure cooker and poured it in the bottom. Okay, do not do that. You want the outside of this to be dry. You do not want this touching. You don't want any water going in there if at all possible. Okay, so this is where all the magic is, is happening, and you want that to be dry. So, okay. So let's make sure that this is dry because I just set it down in that sink and I don't want it to be wet on the bottom. So we're gonna set that down in there. We are gonna do this first pressure test before I show you some of the other buttons and go over the instructions with you. Remember, tonight is for those of us, not Debbie. It's for those of us who this is brand new, and Debbie, thank you for chiming in. Anybody else that's had an Instant Pot for a while, please chime in. Please let us know, how do you use it? Or are there any things I need to make sure that I'm showing people? And also, I brought a pen in case you all have any, no, Sarah, don't be afraid of it. It actually worked. It made some weird noises, but it worked very well. So I brought a pen in case you all have any specific questions that you want me to find the answers to over the next few weeks while we play with this thing. But the first thing we're going to do is the pressure test. So remember, I said that I'm not really good at following directions, but Lily and I were a little bit intimidated by this, so we went ahead, and followed all of the directions. So I'm going to show you some of the pieces and parts here in just a few minutes. But this first test, we removed the pot, took it, washed it with just some warm soapy water and a clean cloth, and then dried, made sure that the outside of it was good and dry. Okay, so then the next thing you do, get all that together. Then you plug up the power. We've already done all this, so we've got the power plugged up. Okay, and then the display should say off, and it does. Our display, if y'all can see that, the display says off. So there's nothing going on right now. It is off. Okay, then, let's see. We're going to fill it to the first line. And the first line, remember, I just told you, the first line, okay, I'm sorry. Myrna just got me. Myrna said she cooks beans without soaking them, that is something she does quite frequently. Guess what I bought at the grocery store today? Guess what one of the things I'm going to try this week is? Cooking beans, Myrna. Okay, hold on a second. Let's see. Debbie says, store my cord inside my insert so I never accidentally put anything in the cooking pot. Also, I never use mine on the stovetop. Debbie, you actually just reminded me of something. You just reminded me of something that I completely forgot to say, and I totally meant to say. The reason that it's on, that this is sitting on something that spins, that's two very important things. Actually, that's two very important things from Debbie and one very important thing from me. So Debbie puts her power cord inside so that she doesn't accidentally have it plugged up and accidentally, push some buttons and start anything. Also, she never puts this on top of the stove. I would highly recommend that. We actually had a customer that sadly, we were redoing their countertops because the mother-in-law who was washing their house put the air fryer on top of the stove. She thought that would be a great idea, put it on top of the stove, successfully used the air fryer, then forgot that it was on top of the stove and accidentally turned on one of the eyes and it caught the air fryer on fire. So the air fryer, it's dead, caught that on fire, caught her upper cabinets on fire, gutted the kitchen. Everybody's fine. Everybody's good. Even the cat was okay. They were all fine. But guess what? And they got let's see, what is it? We call it an involuntary remodel of their kitchen because of the air fryer fire. But what Debbie just said is actually very important. Do not put appliances like this. Don't put them on top of your cooktop because you could accidentally do that. And Carol Lou says, just had an electrician in and he said to never ever run a cooking appliance on an extension cord. The only reason I'm doing that, Carol Lou, is because we do not have power in here yet. So this will be unplugged as soon as we get done. And that's another good point. And we have heavy duty extension cords because we do granite countertops. So we have to have heavy duty heavier duty extension cords for that. Okay, so this first little test, because I do want to show you that, we're going to fill it up to the 1. So remember I said to fill it up to the 1 mark. So that is when Lily and I discovered that the 1 is 1 quart. So we're going to pour enough water in here to be up to the number 1, to the 1 quart line. Okay, we're going to do that, and then there is an arrow here that you want to line up with this little notch here. Did you hear that fun noise? Right now it's open, so see, it still says off and it's open, and as soon as you turn it, yes, no extension cords. Yeah, don't run appliances on extension cords if you can help it. Okay, so now so now we have that fun little noise that lets us know it is locked and loaded. Remember, I'm standing over here while I'm showing you all the front of this. I will not be putting my hand after this gets going over the steam vent. Okay, that's going to get really, really hot, and it's going to come out really fast once we get started. So stage 2 is getting it ready for cooking. So stage 1 was prepping it. That was the cleaning. That was the figuring out how to turn it on. Stage 2 is cooking. So we're going to touch pressure cook, and I'll see if I can do this backwards. So we're going to do pressure cook, and the custom light is flashing, and we're going to press the dial and select it to go to the next field. So this is the dial, and the next field is down here. That next field is blinking high. You can go between high, low, high, low. So we're gonna go to high because I want to pressure cook. We're gonna test the pressure cooking. Then the time, let's see, then we're gonna press that again, and the time is gonna be flashing. We're gonna turn the dial to 5 minutes, because remember, this is just for a test. Okay? And then you press again. So pressing that button is like saying, okay, I'm ready. Okay, so we're gonna do that. So that confirms that you wanna go to the next one. And then the next thing is a reminder, and it wants to know if you want to do, a steam reminder, if you want to, a vent reminder. We're not going to do a vent reminder because we're going to let it, we're going to do a quick release, and you'll see that here in just a few minutes. Hopefully we will have time to show that. Let's see. So that's going to be, we're going to leave that on off. That's flashing off because we don't need that reminder. Okay. And then we're going to touch start to begin, and start is right here. It is this green light right here. So the first thing that it's going to do, it beeps 3 times. And then I hope you can see this. It is flashing preheating. So right now the Instant Pot is preheating. It's preheating. While it is preheating, I'm going to tell you a couple of other things. One is there are lots of Facebook groups that you can join for Instant Pot users. The second thing is, I talked about this. Make sure I got that on seal. I do. The second thing, make sure that this switch is on seal. Yeah, and I did. It's on seal. So there's lots of Facebook groups that you can join of Instant Pot users. The second thing is, I told you last week or 2 weeks ago that Instant Pot had filed for bankruptcy, but it's just reorganization bankruptcy, so calm down. Everything will be okay. That doesn't mean any of the groups are going away. It doesn't mean any of these recipes won't work. Doesn't mean any of this is not going to work. Okay, so that was a couple of things. Next thing is, I highly recommend that you go ahead and get, and this is now is the perfect time to get these. This was on sale for $1.24 at Kroger today because, hold on a second. Phyllis says, I've had my Instant Pot for years and use it frequently. I store with the lid upside down on top of the unit, and I think it helps prevent odors in the ceiling ring. That's a great idea. There's nothing worse than a funky odor like we in our can cooker, because we use it to store also. Yeah, we've got to replace that ceiling ring because it's got a funky smell that we cannot get out. But anyway, right now is a great time to get just a little index card thing, with the spirals on it. This was $1.24 at Kroger. Everybody has things like this on sale right now because of back to school supply shopping. So this I'm going to use to write down. This one will be for my Instant Pot. So of course y'all know me. I'm going to use colored markers and stickers, and whatever, make it fancy. So this is what I will be putting my notes in, like things that are, that I need to know, things that I need to remember, just anything important notes, any recipes like the one that Lily and I tried that my neighbor told me about last week. If Myrna gives me any special advice on cooking beans, because I really, really want to do that, I'll be making notes on here so that I can flip through and just be like, you know what did Myrna say to do the beans on? Or what did Coco say to do those greens on? I can just go back and say, oh, okay, Coco said to do, pressure cook for 20 minutes and then natural release. Just little notes like that, because I won't remember. So Coco, our neighbor Nicole, she, and the kids call her Coco, she took a recipe, just a regular recipe off the internet for collard greens, vegan collard greens, and she adapted it to use it in the Instant Pot. But that's something that I might not remember, to let it be a natural release instead of a quick release on the pressure. So that note will be going in here. So I highly recommend getting a little notebook like this, especially when you're starting out, so that you can keep notes of things like that. Let's see, have we moved yet? Oh, we're in the second stage of preheating now. So if you are like me, Marianne says she makes applesauce in hers. Yeah, hard-boiled eggs, I'll be trying again. So Marianne, you'll have to tell us about the applesauce so I can put it in my little handy-dandy notebook here. And let's see, Caroline says it's making her want to take out her sandwich toaster again and her casserole dish again because she hasn't used them in years. There's other important information in here that you can use. One is I mentioned a quick release and a natural release. So if something needs to be on the natural release, it just means that the pressure is going to stay, it's going to stay inside here where all the magic is happening. It's going to stay, the pressure is going to stay in there longer. Some things will be a quick release where you want the pressure to be gone like that. It's going to be this situation. After we get done here, we're going to do a quick release. Some other things. So preheating, it's going to tell you the cooking time, if it needs to keep it warm. This particular brand of Instant Pot that I purchased, you can do pressure cooking. Hold on, I am so sorry. The third or fourth important thing that I completely forgot to tell you, but aside from never use an appliance like this on top of your stovetop. Also, the reason that I've got this sitting on a turntable, it could be a turntable, it could be a cutting board, it could be anything else. Please do not put your Instant Pot, your pressure cooker, even your slow cooker, your air fryer, anything like that. Please do not put those appliances that get extremely hot on the bottom. Please do not put them on your brand new quartz countertops. Granted, it's fine, but please do not. This is a quartz countertop, which we will be using here at my real job at KC Kitchen Center. Please do not put things like that on your brand new quartz countertops or your old quartz countertops, because it could scorch them or discolor them over time. It can actually crack them. If you use something like this a lot, and if it never moves from that spot. So please put them on something today, just so that I can turn it. I have this on a Lazy Susan's just to get it off of our quartz and so that I can turn it. But for later, we've just got a marble cutting board that we'll be putting it on. Okay, so that was my other bit of news. This particular brand though, you can do pressure cooking. It's got a rice setting. It has a steam setting. It has a saute setting, slow cooking, sous vide, yogurt, and baking. And I find it funny that yogurt is its own setting. So who has made yogurt? Okay. Oh, yeah, okay, y'all are still talking about the applesauce. Yeah, we definitely need the applesauce recipe. Okay, so I can hear it. I can hear that it's almost done preheating because it's making more noise. But you definitely want to learn all of these. We're going to be talking about these more. Couple of things that I did get in addition to this, just because I knew that I was going to need them. So this lid, we were talking about the lid and the sealing ring that's in there. Ooh, Marianne has made yogurt. So do we need a special button just for yogurt? But that ring, talking about that ring that's inside of that. Another thing that I did, just only because my can cooker, got that funky smell now, I went ahead and ordered, and I don't know if y'all can see it or not, but I went ahead and ordered an Instant Pot lid. So just like and I have it on the French side. Hold on. Okay, when you have it on the English side, it says glass lid, with steam vent, stainless steel rim and handle. So what that's for, once you're done cooking, and if you need to store anything inside of that, then, uh-oh, hold on. Did you put water in it? Debbie, are you talking to me? Debbie, if you're talking to me, yes, it has a quart of water in it. Yes, I'm not doing that dry. But anyway, I got an extra lid so that this lid doesn't have to stay on it. That's part of the problem. That was part of the problem with the can cooker is we were camping and we had to store it with its original lid on it. Yeah. And it was funky. And yes, Debbie, you must have gone to take Priya out to the bathroom or something because, yeah, I poured a quart of water in there. Okay, so do y'all see that? This is why, if you can see this, that's why you do not put your hand over that little seam thing, okay? Or over where the little red button is. You do not put your hand over that. Okay, the little red button just popped up. So you can see that it was blinking on preheating, and now that the little red button popped up, here in just a minute, it's gonna move over to cooking. And after it moves over to cooking, let's see, I forgot how many beeps it should be. So let's see. I think it's 5. I think it beeps 5 times when it moves over to cooking. So you don't have to just stand here and stare at it. You can walk off, like don't leave the house, but you can walk off. But I think it's 5 beeps, so we'll find that out here in just a second. Okay, but anyway, I also got the lid, the storage lid, so that I don't leave it on there. There we go, 1. Just 1? Oh, yep, it's just 1 when it went over to cooking. Okay, that must have been when Lily and I were actually cooking something Saturday. Anyway, so I got the lid to keep on top of it so that it doesn't make my gasket smell funny. And I went ahead and ordered a 2-piece steamer basket because I was extremely interested in being able to steam 2 things at the same time or cook 2 things at the same time in there without them just being all together. So we're gonna learn on that, as we go. Okay, a couple of recipes that I wanted to talk to you all about, things that I've only done 1 thing in here. And let's see, Lynn, no, I set it for 5 minutes. So for this test, we only did it for 5 minutes. And Debbie says she has the glass lid and she also uses it for slow cooking function and anything except pressure canning. Good to know, Debbie. Okay, so Debbie, that leads to a question. So if you're not pressure canning, if you're not pressure cooking and pressure canning, you just use the glass lid on top of this. And I know like you can saute and things like that. And like my Sunday school class just exploded this morning and like was a flurry of recipes and ideas and things to make like cabbage soup and things like that. So yeah, so that was fantastic this morning. But Lily and I already made, we already made a vegan, let's see, it was vegan collard greens. And I'll show y'all how to make those as we're, as we keep experimenting with this, not tonight. But, oh, it looks like 20 because it's backwards. Oh, I gotcha. That's a great question. So Anna, thanks for answering that. Lynn, so sorry. Because this is backwards, because we had to use the phone, and hopefully Casey will be able to get this off of the Mevo camera because I am recording on the Mevo camera. Hopefully she'll be able to get this off of that so that you all can see this facing forward and you can see my queen of everything, facing the correct direction, and you'll be able to see this facing the correct direction. So it was 5 minutes, not 20 minutes. Sorry about that. Okay, so, and now we're already down to 3 minutes, and when we get down to 0, then we're gonna do the quick release, and hopefully you all will be able to see that before we end, because it is quite shocking, and I want you to watch me do it before you panic on that. Okay, so the collard greens, we are, on the collard greens, it was so crazy. It was so absolutely crazy. We had this entire thing filled with collard greens. So like chock full of collard greens, but remember, not above the maximum line. And then we'd put in a can of diced tomatoes and olive oil and some garlic and some other things. And remember, my friend Nicole, my neighbor Nicole, she had adapted a recipe that she found on the internet, and she told me to cook it on pressure cook for 20 minutes and then do a natural release. So to let it, just to let it naturally release, don't quick release the pressure. And we were shocked. It was absolutely fantastic. But I do want to say, don't get rid of the directions. Don't just think that you can figure this out for yourself. There were a lot of really important things in here in the instructions. So I will be keeping these, like the steam release assembly. If you ever needed to take that apart, it does talk to you about how to change out the seal if you want to if you need to do that, if you need to change out that sealing ring. It has an anti-block shield that keeps food particles from coming up out of it, so it's important that you leave that on there. It does have a little, I'm not going to turn it all the way around right now just because it's trying to cook, but there's a little like a vapor carrier, catcher thing on the back, for when some of the steam comes out. There is a smart guide, a quick guide, for cooking. And so it tells you, if you do a smart program, you can pressure cook, you can custom do you can sterilize jars for canning, you can do pasta, beef, soup, eggs, beans, you can do custom for rice and grains, you can slow cook, you can sous vide. I do have 2 of those. Oh, I got 2 of, let me show you these real quick. Because you have to have all the toys. I got 2 of these to make those little Starbucks egg bites with. Actually, one of them was gifted to me by Wendy Popsicle. I can't even say her last name. Popsicle. Here we go. Okay, now that we're down to 0. Oh, and that is perfect. That is perfect because we are winding down. So now that we're down to 0, we're going to do a quick release. And there you go. There you go. That is the quick release on the steam. If you notice, I'm standing over here. I'm not standing over the top of it, but that is going to quickly release the steam. And then when all of the steam is released, then it will be safe to open it. But even if you did a quick release, do not open it towards you. Like, don't ever open anything that's that hot towards you. Okay, well, I could talk for another, another hour or so, but since thank you, Marion put the applesauce recipe on the Facebook page. But since we are back here in the Casey Kitchen Center showroom, that means that I've got to clean up, pack up, and unplug this from the extension cord, never put it on top of your stove, and get this all shut down, and I've got to drive back home like normal. So I'm going to go ahead and get wrapped up. As much as I hate to stop talking about my new Instant Pot that I'm very excited about, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up, but stay tuned because we will be doing lots and lots and lots of things. Oh yeah, and that's a good point. Debbie says you can't open it until the vent button goes down, so that's exactly right. And mine is an Instant Pot. It is an Instant Pot brand. I know a couple of y'all had other brands. Somebody had a Pampered Chef one, I think. You'll have to tell us about that later. But anyway, fun. Super excited. So we'll be making lots of fun things in here. And I did go ahead and get my new digital pressure canner. So hopefully Lily and I will be making lots and lots of things for y'all to enjoy. So if you watch this on Facebook, thank you very much. If you are watching this on YouTube, go ahead and that's just youtube.com. Search If You Have an Egg. Go ahead and let that next video roll over. And then go ahead and subscribe because you're going to want to see what else we figure out how to do with the Instant Pot. But y'all have an amazing week. And thank you for letting me play. And I will see you all next time. Good night. And Chris and Melissa, I'll see you tomorrow night. Good night, everybody. See you next week.